I just had my first day of school today, so it was really nice to get back in the classroom, see all the kids, and get back to that routine. Even though summer was amazing, it was really nice to see the kids today and start school. So I hope you're all doing well. Today's video is a really neat one for me to share. It's more of a story than a card share, but there's a card that I want to show that's related to the story. So first of all, what I would like to do is to take you back to May 19th, 2013, a very special day in San Diego Padres history. So go ahead, watch this video, and you'll see that this is where I became first YouTube famous. All right, so go ahead and watch this video right here, and then I'll explain and break down the details to this. See you in a second.
He hits one well to deep right field. Back goes Bernardina. It's gone! Alonso touches them all.
Okay, so in case you weren't able to tell, that was 10 years ago, and that was me catching a home run ball, doing my very best outfielder impersonation. I was with my son Jack and my father, and Yonder Alonso was the batter, as you could see, and he hit this. This was right center, and I wasn't paying attention, and I looked up and I saw the ball coming toward me, and I just slipped on my glove and caught the home run ball, which was super cool, super fun. I mean, we're lifelong Padre fans. I had never gotten a ball of any sort, so it was really it was very cool for me. And I reacted just like a total goofball, threw my hands in the air, was high-fiving the usher and all these other random people, and my son was going crazy, and it was just a super fun time. So even if it ended at that, awesome lifelong memory, just a super cool, and fun experience that my son and I would never have forgotten. Um, and um, and then comes really I guess you could say the more interesting part of the story. So as I mentioned, I am a teacher. At the time, I was teaching in a different location, different school. I was teaching fourth grade, and one of the students that I was teaching, his father is Mark Loretta, who, amongst other teams, played for the San Diego Padres. And this is, again, going back to 2013. Mark Loretta was retired, but I had gotten to know him over the previous 4 years at this small school where him and his family were pretty involved. Um, Great family, super cool guy. His son was amazing and remains amazing. Um, and he saw me at school and he said, "Hey, Mr. Costa, I think that, we heard you were on the scoreboard. They showed you up there after you caught a home run ball." And I said, "Oh, yeah, I caught a home run ball on the 19th. When the Padres were playing the Nationals." And he was just like, "Wow, that was so cool. Nice catch. We all saw it, and then we saw you up on, we heard you were up on the score, up on the big jumbotron, and we saw that. So that was awesome." And so even that alone, I was like, "Wow, that's so cool, Mark Loretta, like Padres all-star, right?" I admired this guy as a player, and then just a really nice guy to get to know after his career had recently ended, coming up to me and just saying, wow, good catch. And we had some fun with it. And again, I thought, okay, well, that's the end of it. And then a few days later, and I had the ball this whole time. A few days later, Mark Kotze, right, who is currently the manager of the Oakland Athletics, his kids also went to the same school where I taught. I didn't have his kids, but I knew of him, and I talked to him a little bit here and there. I didn't know him as well as Loretta, but I said hello to him, and very nice guy. He at the time was in his last season with the Padres, so I was in the parking lot one day getting ready to go home, and Mark Kotze drives up to me, and he says, "Hey, Costa, I heard you caught this home run ball hit by Yonder Alonso." I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Bring me the ball. Bring it in tomorrow. And we'll see what we can do." And I was like, "Okay." Not super sure what he meant by that, but I'm like, all right, well, he's on the Padres, and I'm not gonna say no. So the next day, and this now is really toward the end of the school year, so I bring the ball in the next day, and he was all excited. He said, "All right, a couple days, and I'll have it back for you." And I said, "Oh, all right." So a few days go by, and I don't remember exactly how many, but not too many. And he shows up in my classroom, and he has a few things for me. And this is where it got super, super cool. So I'm going to go ahead and turn around the camera and show you what Mark Kotze, and indirectly Mark Loretta, because he was the one who shared with Mark Kotze my catch. I'm going to show you what I was really luckily able to acquire from Yonder Alonso. So I'm going to turn this around one sec. Okay, so as I showed in the previous video, in the video I posted a few days ago, I had, through the mail, received this card here. I wanted to get this card in particular. This is a 2013 Gypsy Queen on-card auto of Yonder Alonso in his Padres camo uniform. That's the uniform the Padres were wearing the day that Yonder Alonso hit the home run on May 19th, 2013 that I caught. So I feel like that in itself is super cool. It'll always remind me of the catch that I very luckily made. Probably 9 other times out of 10 it would have hit me in the face, and would have embarrassed myself at the very least. But I caught the ball smoothly somehow. So picked up that card because I am planning to create a really cool display of all these things. Anyhow, so I meet up with Mark Kotze, who, like I said, is in his last year with the Padres at the time. And he says, "Okay, I've got a few things." And he gives me, first of all, the ball, the home run ball. And it's probably a little tough to see, but it says here, "Nice catch, Mr. Costa. God bless." And it's signed Yonder Alonso. Okay, so that to me was incredible. Blew my mind that Mark Kotze, who's a baseball player, he's somebody that I always thought was awesome to watch on the field. This guy had taken the time out of his day, his career, to get a ball signed for me, which was just so cool, and it is why I've always loved the Padres. They've always been this just super cool family of of baseball players in my experience. And so he gives me the ball, and then he says, "And also I have this for you." And it was one of Yonder's signature bats, Louisville Slugger, and it also is signed and autographed to Mr. Costa. Nice catch, God bless, Yonder Alonso, 23. Again, you can see it's one of his bats right here. Okay, so now I've got this amazing bat. I have this ball. And at this point, it's like, how can this get better, right? I mean, I've got this, memorabilia from this catch that, is so unique to me. And my son was with me, and, something we'll never forget. And it's so cool because it's the guy who hit it, and he's saying, "Hey, nice catch." So just so individually awesome. And then the last thing, and then I'll, start wrapping this video up. But it's such a fun baseball story. I just love this story, and I feel very lucky and blessed to have gone through this. Toward the end of the year, yeah, and this is where the baseball connections just get so out of this world. I had a student whose father was, at the time, I'll just say, very involved with the Upper Deck Baseball Company. Yeah. And you could probably make a guess on how involved, but let's just say at the highest levels. This is back in 2013. And toward the end of the school year, that student and I, who I had a really good connection with this kid as well, he has this this thing that he brings to me toward the end of the year, and he says, "I have a gift for you, Mr. Costa. This is this is for me for just a nice school year." So I open it up in front of the class of all my little fourth graders, and they're all laughing, and I'm being goofy, and then what I opened up is what you see right here. What he had done and what his father had kind of assisted with, they created a large, essentially a large one-of-one baseball card. You can see here, Upper Deck, and it's faded because I didn't take the best care of it. It's in a shadow box now, but you can see down here, memorable moments, San Diego, May 19th, 2013. Here's me with my goofy, all right, I caught the ball, I'm the coolest man in the world, and my son just going crazy. And he presented this to me in front of the class. So this was just the icing on the cake. So from that one catch that Mark Loretta saw on the Jumbotron, told Mark Kotze about, Mark Kotze gets my ball autographed, and I get a bat. And then my student, whose father is involved with the Upper Deck Baseball Company, together they create this individualized photo / jumbo baseball card, all related to the catch of Yonder's home run. So this is an event that I will never forget, probably most of all because it was with my son, and I just wanted to share. I'm sure so many of you have stories, and that's what I would like to really ask of the YouTube community. What is a really cool baseball, maybe it's memorabilia, maybe it's getting something signed, maybe it's meeting a player. What's a cool story that you would like to share? We all have these moments because baseball, maybe not as much anymore, but I still think we can find these moments where players are accessible, and we find out they're just people, and they create these lifelong memories for us, the fans. So I just would like to throw that out there into the YouTube world. What stories do you have to share about an experience you had with, anything to do with the game, where you met a player or just had some super individual, experience involving a player. Because just by, I was very lucky, right? I taught in this community where a lot of the ball players' kids went to school, and I really lucked out. So this is kind of what you're looking at is my like literal memorabilia connection and collection of that day. So thought I just wanted to share. I thought the community would appreciate that, and then I just want to end really fast with just kind of a mail day of sorts. Like I said before, I'm really right now just focusing on two runs. Nothing at all really right now super expensive. I'm just getting kind of some low-hanging fruit. But I do collect all of the golds of all of the San Diego Padres players who are with the Padres for the entire season. So I have all the Series 1s. They're all graded with SGC. So I've got now the Series 2. So let me just show those real quick, and then I'll show you my MVP run cards that I got in the mail this week. So real quick. So we've got Mr. Matt Carpenter, who just had an at-bat for the first time in like a month last night in the victory over the Orioles. So there's Matt Carpenter gold. Mr. Josh Hader in gold. Xander Bogaerts in gold. Manny Machado in gold. Love Manny Machado. We love this guy in San Diego. And then the MVP year runs, the cards that I'm working on collecting. Like I said, I'm about 75% done. So I'm going to go ahead and enter these guys into the collection, and then I'll update all that and probably share it with you in the next video. But here's what I got this week. 1970 Boog Powell. Picked this up for, I think, like $5. Really nice copy, front and back. So at some point, I don't know, I'll probably grade it, but we'll see. A 2009 Joe Mauer. This card, as common as you might think it is, it's been super elusive to find on eBay. I don't know why, but anyhow, I got it finally. It's just base card, not gold. Joe Mauer, 2009. This is the 1990 Rickey Henderson. Previously, I had mentioned a funny story, and I say funny in quotations. I had this card before as part of the MVP run, and one of my puppies, I learned, really enjoyed the taste of Rickey Henderson 1990 Topps. So this is the second version that I have, and it's going to stay far away from my puppy's mouth. So there's Rickey number 2. And then lastly is a very nice copy, 1960 Dick Groat, who is the National League MVP. You can see here, really, really nice copy, very nicely centered. The back is also really nice. So, like I said again, we'll consider grading. I think this would come out really nice if we did grade. But that's not really the priority right now. The priority is just working on this set, seeing how far I can get, trying to complete it as soon as possible. Okay. So there we go. That's my story. Again, I encourage you, if you have some cool baseball story that, you just haven't shared with the YouTube community, share it. I'm very, slowly learning. It's true what people say. Just start putting your content out there, and it's really fun. Even though I have, very few subscribers, very few views, I'm doing this for, for the future, so that my family and my kids and me, hopefully as an old man, can look back at some of these videos. And these are stories about baseball and baseball cards, but it's also stories about my own life. So that's something that I think I'll be able to look back on and really appreciate it. And then I'm always trying to do, like, as I end a video, sort of a preview little Easter egg, kind of a, like a little hunt for what's coming next. So my next video, there's behind yonder Alonso, there's a little something that might give it away. And then in my next video, I'm going to, I'll do a deeper dive into what I'm about to show you. So let me move the yonder. And there's just a little bit of something you can see there with the Nike swoosh, and then we see Mr. Michael Jordan, the GOAT. So I'm going to leave it at that. But again, thanks for joining. Hope you're liking my early content. I'm trying to get better and better, show my enthusiasm for my memorabilia, my collection. I'm a collector. It's what I do. And it's super great fun to share this with all of you. So leave a comment, like, subscribe. I appreciate the views very much. And we'll talk to you guys next time. Have a great rest of your week. Bye.